This year, Mark and I have interviewed hundreds of outdoor business owners. In fact, you can see some of them behind me. And one of the questions we often ask is, what's the biggest problem in your business? Most people will talk about all sorts of problems, and when you actually drill it down to it, money is the problem that actually keeps them awake at night. And in today's Business of the Outdoors episode, we want to challenge whether or not money really is the problem in your business, or whether actually there's a problem that's causing your money problem. So welcome, sit back, enjoy. And as always today, I am joined by my good friend, close best friend, business partner, person who walks ahead of me on hikes because the reason he takes me hiking is because he's scared of bears and I'm fat and slow, so they'll eat me first. Mr. Mark Hopkins, welcome.
Hello, young man. How are you?
Young man.
When you start rubbing your legs as well. Hello, young man.
Young man. There's some things that are lost in. We'll have to go and find a YouTube link for one of those. Who was it? Who was the comedian?
David Williams, wasn't it?
David Williams, something like that. Was it? Yeah, that's it. We'll have to find that because I don't know whether is David Williams in America on TV or. I
don't know. I don't know. I think so. I don't know. It's a good question.
I'll have to go and find a YouTube link to put below to a David Williams young man comment, just so you can all get the context.
Little Britain.
Little Britain. That was it, wasn't it? Yeah. So, Hoppy, how's your week been?
It's been very good. Got new t-shirts, which I'm
new
very,
2022 t-shirt. Look at that. First one off the press.
Right off the set. That's very cool. Yeah, I'm good. I'm really good. Actually, I really enjoyed our pub quiz. So that was a really cool thing we did yesterday morning.
Yeah, one actually, first and second place actually went to two outdoor business owners.
That must mean that they've got the brains of the outdoors.
Must be. Or everybody else is just lazy anyway. One or the other, I don't know. So you've interviewed as many people as me in terms of the Business of the Outdoors promo series, which, by the way, if you want to put your outdoor business on our podcast, go click the link below and book yourself some time to come and promote your outdoor business to our 80,000 followers. But you've interviewed as many business owners as me. And there's this reoccurring theme of money. Some people may well say cash flow. Some people will say expenses. Some people will say the cost of products or the cost of materials has gone up. But it all comes round to money. What's your thought on people who think that money is the problem in their business?
I think it's a little bit like when you drive up to a set of traffic lights. Like if the traffic light is red, it basically tells you have to stop and you're in trouble if you don't stop. Whereas if you're there and it goes green, then you know you get to go. So what I mean by that is I would much rather know what's about to happen in my business and be able to do something about it than work out it's too late that I've got no money. So no money for me is the byproduct of one thing that goes wrong in businesses rather than the cause of businesses to be in trouble.
Money is a late indicator to problems, or a lack of money is a late indicator to problems in your business. Admittedly, money is a late indicator to success in your business as well. You generally don't get paid before you've done a couple of things beforehand. So it's in the corporate world, we'd call it a lagging indicator. It's a bit of a fancy terminology, but basically it's the, would you call it the symptom, not the cause?
Yeah, I think so, very much so.
So all that being said, you've looked through hundreds of outdoor business websites and things this year. We've both looked through as many social media pages, so on and so forth. If you were to be a betting man or a guessing man, or maybe just to be friggin' awesome and be very exact and specific, what do you think really is causing this cash flow or money concern, worry, or problem?
An inability to attract customers into your business.
So, yeah, so it's simply, it's just not enough people paying you money.
Yeah, I think it's not. It's the struggle of turning a cool product into something that people need to buy and want to buy for more money than it costs you to make it. That's what money problems is purely. I have a lot of money coming out the bottom of my funnel, and I don't have enough money coming in the top of my funnel. So you've got to put more in the top of your funnel by getting more people to buy your products, and then control how much comes out.
Now, there's two elements to this, isn't there? Because there's obviously the finding new customers part, which I think people get very obsessed by. The quantity of business owners who are pouring a fortune into Google SEO and Facebook ads, and frankly misusing both of those opportunities so they don't get a good return on investment. So there's that part of it. The other thing that strikes me is just how few outdoor businesses have they have products that they sell, but not problems that they solve. So, and so once they've sold their product once, but they don't actually have a real good secondary tier of products to go, well, here's the next thing you could buy, and then here's the next thing you could buy. So, if you sell bushcraft saws, for argument's sake, well, that's great. So you sell one to a person, and if you make a good bushcraft saw, it'll last you 20 years, 30 years, or until you lose it. But there's not a lot obvious other than replacement saw blades that you could sell that person. However, the missing part of the equation is if you stop selling a product and start selling a solution to a problem, chopping wood as a solution to a problem, suddenly then you've got saws, chainsaws, axes, knives. What else can you, machetes? What else can you chop wood with?
Your head.
Your head. And then if you do chainsaws, you've got face guards, Kevlar leggings, you've got all sorts of things that you can sell to that first customer onwards that are still linked to the problem that you solve. And that means that first customer turns into a repeat customer every year for as many different problems, many different ways as you can solve that problem for them.
So now you've got two things happening. You've got one, cost of acquiring that customer. So one advert. So you're only spending one bit of money on acquiring that one customer. And the second thing is you're now getting opportunities to get them to buy more and more products off you. So now you've got two levers that you can pull, which is quite exciting. Instead of only having one lever to pull, which is get more customers, you can pull two levers. I can pull the get more customer lever by spending a bit more money on advertising, and I can pull the communicate more, add more value to the customer to get them to buy more from me. So you can actually double the amount of money you have because you've got two levers to pull.
That's it. And I just want to go whistle stop back a little bit there, because something you said is so profound, Mark. It costs money to acquire customers, period. There is very, very, very little in the way of free new customers. The challenge, however, is how do you get the biggest bang for your buck for that money without running the risk of just pouring $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 into a social media platform and hoping for the best?
Yeah, because that's a bit of a lottery.
It is a bit of a lottery. And what I think what people are doing, Mark, is using social. I think people are getting confused between the purpose of social media marketing and then what they're choosing to use it for. So I think the other week we went through our Facebook and Instagram feeds. I think both of us did it, didn't we? And we were looking at about what are different outdoor businesses doing with their spend on Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth. And almost all of that spend is buy my product. It's not, but that's not marketing. Marketing is about developing a relationship, trust, awareness, and hooking people in to be curious enough to come and visit your website, visit your store, book an experience with you, whatever it may well do. And I think there's lots of experts out there that are leading people down the garden path to failure, in as much as they're actually trying to use a marketing structure for sales.
Yeah, and it's fundamentally different. The two things are very, very different. In marketing, you need to make your ideal customer the hero of the story. You need to make the problem that they are facing, smack them in the face so hard that it gets them to go, shoot, I need to engage with this company because they are going to help me solve my problem.
100%. And so that goes back to, it almost goes back to trust, doesn't it, for that new customer acquisition? Because I always think there's 4 different levels of trust. There's a small group of people who trust instantly, but often they become bitter and twisted because often they trust too easily and they get burnt by trusting too easily. There's another group of people who need somewhere between 3 and 6 positive non-salesy engagements with you before they actually go, oh yeah, you must be good at what you do. I think there's another group of people who need between 6 and 18. And probably those are both equal in terms of their split. Positive, building a relationship, developing awareness, so on and so forth. And then there's another group of people out there who always struggle to trust and always struggle to succeed. The interesting thing is that when you're building trust, the moment you try and sell, you break the trust cycle. So if you've got 3 story Instagram posts and then number 4 slaps somebody with a buy my backpack, well, then you've broken the trust cycle. And if that person needs 6 trust engagements, well, they're never going to buy from you because you've just broken it and you go back to your restarting of building trust again. So I don't know where I'm going with all of this, but what do you think some of the missing parts are for outdoor business owners in acquiring new customers? We've just done one, which is the misuse of marketing opportunities, or a misunderstanding of it. What else do you reckon there is that's missing?
I think the biggest thing is, I'm probably going to reword it a little bit in what you said. The biggest thing that's missing is the outdoor business owner's ability to clearly articulate what problem they are solving.
Yes.
That is the number one thing that's missing. And then I think the second thing that's missing is the outdoor business owner's ability to clearly articulate what it is that's going to make the customer come back for round 2, round 3, round 4. They don't know. Very few outdoor business owners that I've spoken to know the journey that they want to take a customer on.
Yeah, I mean, I've often referred to that in the past as like the yellow brick road. You know, there's Dorothy and the Tin Man and the Lion and whatever else, and they're following the yellow brick road to Oz, and Oz is their end destination. What is your business's version of Oz, I suppose, would be a thought for any outdoor business owner looking at this. What's this place you're going to take customers towards? What's the ladder they're going to? I think a ladder's a nice way of looking at it, isn't it? What's the ladder they're going to climb with you? If you say your product that you've got at the moment is the first rung of the ladder, what is it the customer wants at the top of the ladder, and how can you provide more steps? Do you think, Mark, that some businesses? Go on, sorry.
And I think what we're challenging is people to be a little bit brave and a little bit patient. Because I think what happens a lot is they see a human being in front of them and they go, I better get money off this person. So they will do whatever that person wants to get that initial payment off them. But what they don't realize, it goes back to your trust thing, is by doing that, they're just fulfilling and bowing down to whatever that customer wants, instead of actually articulating, well, I hear what you're saying, but if you do this first, then you can have a much more enjoyable experience. It's like kayaking. If I went to you now and said, I want to learn how to Eskimo roll. Now, you could teach me how to Eskimo roll, but because I'm starting out right at the start, it's going to be a pretty horrible experience for me. And I'm probably going to come out going, I might have done it, but I haven't really enjoyed it because I just panicked the whole way because I don't know the basics of kayaking. So what you say is like, perfect. I will take you to Eskimo roll, but it's going to take me 3 sessions in order to do this. So we're not going to achieve it today, but trust me. And then you do the first session. At the end of the first session, you give me such an incredible experience that I've enjoyed myself so much that I can't wait to sign up for the second one. And I've completely forgotten that I actually came to Eskimo roll and I haven't actually achieved that because I've had just an incredible time.
And there's another question that you could throw in there as well, which would be, for what purpose do you wish to learn to Eskimo roll? Like if Eskimo rolling is a tool in the kayaking toolkit of how you kayak, why do you want to learn to Eskimo roll? Because often you find what a customer says and what they really want are 2 different things. So it might be, well, I don't want to swim out of my kayak on white water. You're like, cool, okay. So now we've got now the customer's giving a little bit more away, aren't they? They're like, oh, they want to go whitewater kayaking. Great. So now there's an opportunity for some tuition. There's an opportunity to ensure they've got the right safe equipment that's a sale opportunity, isn't it? For going on whitewater. There's the opportunity for whitewater coaching, trips, experiences, maybe holidays or expeditions. Suddenly by asking the questions, you suddenly find out that the Eskimo rolling from the customer's perspective is only one small element of what they're really looking for. And actually, you can fulfill most, if not all, of the other elements. And I think, Mark, one thing that just occurred to me is I often wonder if outdoor businesses get stuck in thinking, I'm a manufacturer and I make tents, for argument's sake. Well, or let's say backpacking tents to get more specific. So under 4 pounds can go in your backpack. Somebody's going to hike with them. If you said we are a backpacking specialist firm, tents is just one thing that you can provide. You could provide, mountain safety courses and navigation. You could actually blend together that whole thing of education, coaching, guiding, gear, and especially with where the world is going to at this point. And then, of course, everything that you'd use in and around the tent or in and around the backpack. Do you know what I mean? There's a wide range of things you can do, because one of the things I've noticed is that most outdoor businesses who manufacture are selling direct to the customer, maybe through Amazon or maybe through their own web platforms. Very few are at the scale that can supply big retailers in enough volume. And equally, many retailers are going to struggle in the next 4 to 10 years, if they're not already. I mean, there's thousands of them already closing because everybody buys off Amazon. So if we're going to go down that direct-to-consumer route, you've actually got a big opportunity. But if you just close the door to, I make this, suddenly you've limited your business and limited your opportunities.
Yeah, I think there are 2 things. I think there is understanding what problem you're solving and not what products you're selling. And I think the second thing is having a degree of patience where you're not so desperate to take that 100, 400, whatever initial sale it is, and actually spend a little bit of time asking and understanding what the customer wants and needs are, and seeing how you can take them on a journey down the yellow brick road.
Cool. Now, if an outdoor business owner is listening to this and actually got this far, and they've got a product that they're passionate about, that's very good, it's light, it's functional, it's strong, it's everything you could want it to be. And they're like, okay, well, I kind of get this, but how do they go about reverse engineering that product into a solution to a problem?
Very, very simply, I am 99% sure that the only reason that they built that product is because they were faced with this problem that they couldn't solve, or no one else could solve the problem for them. So they thought, I better go and solve it for myself. And if it's a problem for me, it's going to be a problem for everybody else. So you go back to that moment and you describe what problem were you faced with that needed a solution. Simple as that.
And then I think the key is they're not getting too attached to that first product. Or that product that you've got. It's then about, okay, so the problem was, I used a minute ago, cutting wood when you're out and about, right? That was the problem. And that's why you developed your bushcraft saw, for argument's sake. Well, what other ways or mechanisms could people split or cut wood in the outdoors? Question mark. Like, do you become an axe man? Say again?
Just, again, fall in love with the problem. Don't fall in love with the product.
It's interesting. I remember when I spoke with Tom Froome, who owns Venture Wipes, I think. One of the things that stuck me with Tom is he's not selling wipes. He's selling hygiene. He's selling cleanliness. He's selling appearance. He's not actually selling wipes. He's actually selling what the wipes achieve. And I think that's the bit that we all miss, because the big problem is the moment you commit to just pushing products and not solving problems, you end up feeling like, well, not enough people want to buy my products, so maybe I need to reduce my profit margin and charge less. And you end up with this race to the bottom where you actually create your own money problem for yourself.
I think we have given people enough to think about and probably hurt a few people's heads. I'm hoping maybe a few people stop and go, geez, is it really that simple? But simple in theory is one thing. Simple in action is a completely different kettle of fish. So if we've got outdoor business owners, Rob, who are going, okay, in theory, I get it, but I've really struggled to take action. What can they do to reach out and see how to take action?
Cool. Well, there's two ways that you can take action with using We Get Outdoors, maybe even three ways. I mean, one way is obvious. Just go and take the advice and flip and do it. Like, just go do it. Take action, go do it. Do it yourself, go do it. If that is a headache for you or beyond what it is that you think you can do, or you're not too sure whether you're getting to the right answers, well, I have 3 hours a week in my schedule that I give for free to work with outdoor business owners to help them for nothing. And if you like one of those hours, you could just simply go and click on the link below in the description and book a time in my schedule. The second thing, and this kind of goes back to marketing, Mark, in terms of stop selling and start telling your story. If you would like to start building more trust and more awareness in our 80,000 outdoor enthusiast audience, you could use the same link below and click on it and come on our Outdoor Business Promo Series podcast series, where we'll interview you. A short 6-question podcast interview where you get to tell your business's story to those people. You get to go and tell them why you're unique, why the problem you solve is better than anybody else's, and get it in front of those outdoor enthusiasts to actually go and grow your customer base, I suppose. And lastly, maybe we might have a better solution for you to find new customers in the next couple of weeks, but we'll keep that one hidden for the time being, I reckon.
Secret.
So that's it from us. I hope this has been useful. We look forward to catching you next week. Mark, thank you so much for your time, effort, energy, and thought. And we'll see you all next week. Stay awesome.